What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Jeff Benjamin with 9to5Mac. So iOS 17.5 just came out, and it has quite a few new features and changes, including a new photo retail experience for Vision Pro, the ability to set your device up to be repaired without logging out of Find My, color match backgrounds return to the podcast widgets, and more. By the way, do you like this custom wallpaper? I'll give you a link to download it for free if this video gets 1,000 likes in 24 hours. So like we said, 17.5 is now available for download for the public. So if we go to settings, general, about, you can see 17.5 here. And that build number 21F79 is the same build number for the RC version. There's also a new repair state feature for Find My. Now, if you're going to the Apple Store and you need to get your device serviced, I did so recently, you have to sign out. And to be honest, that just feels weird. So now you have the ability to set your device in a repair state so that it can be repaired, but you can still track it within Find My, which is really nice. So you can see ready for repair. This device remains fully functional in repair state. The only thing is I haven't figured out how to get it out of the repair state. Hopefully we get some guidance on that pretty soon. But here is my iPhone 16 Pro Max named Titan. And you can see that repair state badge right there within Find My. Now there's a new Quartiles game, or puzzle, I should say, within the Apple News app if you're a News Plus subscriber. So you have crossword, mini, and now Quartiles. And Quartiles is not a complicated game, but it definitely does take some skill. So let me show you how to play. Basically, you create words out of tiles. So one tile can be a word, for instance, art. Or you can have artist with 2 tiles, that's a word. Or artistic with 3 tiles, that's a word. Or artistically with 4 tiles, that's a word. Now, if you create a 4-tile word, that is called a quartile. And there are actually 5 quartiles per puzzle. And you can see you get more points with bigger words. So a quartile gets you 8 points. And if you get all 5 quartiles, you get a 40-point bonus. And that's important if you want to climb the Quartiles leaderboards. Yes, indeed, I said leaderboards. You may be thinking to yourself, Apple News Plus games don't have leaderboards. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. You can also shuffle the tiles so you can kind of just get a different perspective of what possible words you may be able to make. So trust, I was able to make that. I'm really terrible at this game, by the way. Hair, and let's see if we can find another word. But obviously I'm pretty terrible at this game. So what I'm going to do is to reveal all the words. If you do this, you basically forfeit your ability to participate in that puzzle. But you can see all the various words, tons of words there with just those few tiles. Now, like I said earlier, Apple News Plus now gets Game Center integration. So you can see under News Plus puzzles, you get integration for all 3 puzzles. So crossword, crossword mini, and Quartiles. So if you tap on them, you can see the leaderboard for just your friends or the global leaderboards and how many people are participating within that puzzle. Pretty cool. Now, if you go to settings and you go down to news, you're going to see a new setting there for Game Center. So you can enable or disable Game Center integration if you want to do that. But news gets even more love. Like Apple News is just getting tons of love, right? New in iOS 17.5 for Apple News Plus subscribers is a new offline mode, and it does exactly what it says. You can read articles offline. So with no internet connection, you can be on a plane, for instance, and still be able to peruse your Apple News Plus library, all the articles within the Today tab and within the News Plus tab as well. Now, I said all the articles. I should qualify that by saying only if that article or that audio content has been downloaded for offline playback. And you can see here the little offline mode badge in the upper left-hand corner. And we're going to go back online and you'll see Apple News come back online. And now you'll have access to all the content. Now, speaking of downloads, here's the thing. You can't really control what is actually downloaded. You have automatic downloads, which will automatically download content in the background when you're connected to Wi-Fi and power. Now in download options, you can actually decide what type of content you want to download automatically. So that's cool. You can customize that to your liking. So last year, Apple and Google announced a partnership to work together on an industry spec to address unwanted tracking. And although we haven't been able to go hands-on with this feature, it looks like it has launched in 17.5, albeit with little fanfare. So basically 9to5Mac found strings that allude to the fact that this feature is now present in 17.5. For example, one of the strings reads, "This item isn't certified on the Apple Find My network. You can disable it by going to the manufacturer's website and following their instructions." So hopefully we'll learn more about this in the upcoming days and weeks. And web installation for apps in the EU went live in 17.5 as well. Of course, this is for EU users only, so you'll be able to go out and actually download apps directly from the web and install those apps directly from the web, which is really interesting. And Riley Tested, the creator of the Alt Store, has already jumped on this, and he's launched the Alt Store in the EU. The good news for those in other territories, Delta, by far Riley's most important app and his most popular app, is available in the App Store itself, because Apple recently allowed emulators to appear in the App Store. And in 17.5, we get the return of the color matched podcast widget. So basically when I play a podcast, you can see it will match the color of the podcast artwork, just like that. So Visioneers get the nice gray, and you can see Overtime with that classic orange. Now, this of course applies to all the widgets. So no matter what the size of the widget is, you get the color changing background. And the Books app gets a really subtle change. You might miss it if you don't look closely, but a new reading goal design is now in the upper right-hand corner. You can see it there. Different design than before, but when you tap it, it takes you to your reading goals. And just to test, I set up a 5-minute reading goal. It's going to open up the TB12 method. Don't judge me, don't you dare. And now we have 1 minute read, so you can see that reflected in the updated reading goal shortcut in the upper right-hand corner. So I have a question. Have any of you guys tried Passkeys yet? Do you use Passkeys on a day-to-day basis? It is such a huge time saver. I highly recommend, if you don't use Passkeys, to start using them. They're becoming more and more popular with each passing day. So it allows you to easily log in to a website like Best Buy, for instance. Now here in 17.5, we get a new security permission, Passkeys Access for web browsers. So apparently this will be working with third-party browsers in the future. And 17.5 code revealed this, a next generation Beats Pill speaker. We've seen some celebrities walking around with this Beats Pill speaker, but basically it has 4 buttons, pairs quickly with an iOS device like AirPods. But what isn't clear is whether or not it will just be a Bluetooth speaker or if it will have AirPlay capability. It'll be available in these 3 colors, and we'll have much more on this soon. And finally, 17.5 brings forth a photo retail experience for in-store Apple Vision Pro demos. So this will allow you to transfer your spatial videos and your panoramic photos that you choose over to that demo unit so you can actually view the experience like you would at home with your own content. And this is really cool. So what you do, you tap continue, you choose your spatial videos or your panoramic photos. And then once you add those, you simply tap done. And then it's going to present you with this sort of QR code to scan with your Apple Vision Pro. So if you're going to an Apple store to demo the Apple Vision Pro and you want to see your own spatial videos, your own panoramas, this is the way that you will do it. You will be able to transfer your videos and your panorama photos over to the demo unit and be able to see your own content, which in my opinion would make a much bigger impression on the demo user. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. This is Jeff Benjamin with 9to5Mac. And be sure to check out these other videos that I know you'll like.